this particular video is not going to be, or has the potential to not be very popular to the folks who usually watch my video. I know y'all love you some freedom, and we definitely take sticking it to the man seriously. I don't know how to say this, but worth looking at too, and worth exploring, is also the context of how is it that a policeman would find himself killing another human being in the course of duty. That's every bit as worth exploring as is how many different ways is it wrong. I would like to repeat something that I said before. I wasn't in Arizona that morning, and I'm willing to wager that neither were most of you, regardless of the articles you read. Let me tell you something, when I searched on this to try to find some news on it, some of the first things that come up are how the particulars of the warrant have been sealed by the court. Everything after that has been conjecture. Oh, when they sealed them, or what could possibly be in them, and who's on the warrant, and who's not on the warrant, and what was in Jose's house, and what wasn't in Jose's house, and why, and what's going on with the investigation. What you have to be careful of, in my opinion, is only looking at the facts that support your point of view. If your point of view is that any form of government stinks, well, guess what? You're going to find some stink. And on the other side of that, if your point of view is that if the government is this noble thing that helps people along, then you're going to find nobility in action. I'm putting this video up with a word of caution, or as a word of caution. The motives of the people that would have you look so suspiciously at your particular system. Now, I'm not talking about the people that are in the system or in the decisions that they make or the laws that they try to pass. What I'm referring to is in checks and balances and the constitutional framework. You know, people that say just scrap the whole thing without ever minding its utility is, I think it's ignorant in my opinion. And they'll use any sort of event to try to further that goal. And their goal is not the same as yours. Your goal, I assume, if you're viewing this video, is the continued freedom for yourself and your children. That's not their goal. The goal of these other people are just to control you the way that the people are controlling you now. That's my word of caution. The framework of our laws and the Bill of Rights and the amendments were designed as carefully as possible to not be a harbor for criminals. I am not saying that anyone recently killed by law enforcement was a criminal. What I am saying is that you cannot have a law that harbors people of criminal behavior. Now, you could take a liberal road and say, oh, what is crime? What is against the society norm? How dare they say so? Come on, man. Let's not get into conjecture. There's right and wrong. And there's tough calls that have to be made. My point in all this careful who you choose to martyr. Be careful how quickly you want to hang that martyr point of view around their neck. I don't know what's right in this. I don't know what's wrong in this. The way it should work, from what I understand, is if you are employing SWAT for a high-risk search warrant, I mean that was a high-risk search warrant. That's not like, oh gee whiz, we're just gonna knock and talk. That was a high-risk search warrant, and it was arranged at such a time to hopefully catch the suspect when he would be sleeping. I mean, normally you would deploy SWAT like in the dead of night, like at 2 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning, where people are sure to be asleep. That's just how they're designed to be. Please understand, I'm not saying that anybody who's said anything so far has been wrong, and I'm not saying that what's going on with the Arizona thing last month, 4 weeks ago, we're kind of late on the subject here, isn't a terrible tragedy. What I'm saying is just be careful of what data you pick up and be careful of what data you ignore. You just never know who's on your side.